Hello and welcome back to another week of esports here at Black Rocket. The name of the game this week is Battle Royale. You know it and you love it. We got two exciting teams here ready to battle it out for the championships. We have the Star Crushers from UNCG fighting our competition at OCC. We're excited. All of our players have loaded up into the match. We're going to pop on over and see what's good. So right off the bat, we have all of our people here on our loading island, and it looks like they've had a lot of fun building. I'm excited to see what kind of competition is going to be this week. Looks like we have a lot of pro-level players, and I'm excited to see what kind of skills and what kind of strategies they play out this time. Looks like we have Ryan from Star Crushers. We have OCC Brody. We have Nick from OCC. We have Joe from OCC, Skylar from Star Crushers, Ethan from Star Crushers, Edward, and we have Max from OCC. So without further ado, we are going to get started. Countdown has started, and you can see the map as all of our players get ready, and they're excited to jump on in. Now, as you can see, for right now, all of our players are loading in. They might have a little black screen to start off at first, but they're picking where they're going to drop. So as you can see from the map, there are 9 different ports that are randomly generated from levels created from kids at home like you guys. So we have the temple, which is one of my favorites. We also have the crystal garden here. We have 2 lakes. So we have the giant loot lake at the bottom, the dual loot lakes on the side. We have a mountain and a bridge here, a mountain in the bottom right. We have the neon graveyard, which is always full of really cool loot, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then we have the twin towers over here with the twin islands. So I'm interested to see what kind of strategies play out. Usually a lot of the teams like to land together. Sometimes they land off in teams and they like to pick each other up. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen as they're picking off their levels. And again, so we are doing Battle Royale. The name of the game is, it's a Fortnite style game where you are able to use magic wands to compete against each other, where you can blast and fight your way to the top. So it looks like all of our people are loading in. The first person we see is Brody, loading right on in. Looks like Brody chose the neon graveyard, which is a very good choice. We have Ethan hunting for loot. Looks like Ethan found a chest with some pretty good ones. I'm scared of Ethan. And Skylar is teaming up with Ethan as well. We have Nick, Joe, and Max are all together. So it looks like all of the OCC team decided to land together. Meanwhile, the Star Crushers have decided to split up a little bit from where they've landed. So we have Edward, Ryan, and Ethan all traveling together. Meanwhile, we have Brody and Max hunting through chests, trying to figure out their favorite ones. One of my personal favorite strategies is I like to get 3 wands, right? I like a close range wand, a long range wand, one that blocks. I like to carry 2 potions in case things get a little bit sticky, you know? So again, we have Max and Brody holding it down here at the fort, over here in the neon graveyard, waiting to see if any enemies pop up. Meanwhile, the SK team is still out here recruiting, getting new items, getting new weapons. Oh, it looks like Skylar is on the hunt. Oh, and there is Edward. Nice. Looks like Max has decided to leave that area. And who knows? You could be even close to some of your opponents. We're going to zoom out a little bit and see what's going on with our top-down view. So up and away we go. We have the OCC team obviously holding it down. Well, it looks like both teams are very close to each other. We have OCC holding it down over at the Neon Graveyard. Meanwhile, over at the town, we have the SK team. So it looks like maybe the temple might be our battleground. For now, it looks like both teams are just holding down the fort to see who is going to attack whom first. It's more of a tactical game at this point. But who knows? Someone's got to start some trouble. Is it going to be SK? Is it going to be OCC? No one knows. Oh, and we got the storm closing in on. Looks like a good strategy coming from OCC we have over here. Meanwhile, let's peek on in what's going on to our SKers. Oh, it looks like they're gathering up energy. Is this going to be a build battle? Oh, they're blocking off some of the entrances. That's smart, setting up traps. Ooh, meanwhile, it looks like OCC is gaining some height on the competition. Is that going to help them pull off a win? Nice. I dig your strategy, guys. I don't know if shooting down from the top is going to work so much just because of the range, but I like that energy. Meanwhile, what is SK up to? And we're going to zoom back on in. It looks like these guys are on the road, planning it out and getting ready to make some kind of tactical attack. Meanwhile, we have SK back on the hunt, getting ready, gathering energy. Edwards is out here recruiting, making sure that none of the enemies are nearby. Ryan right along with him, and Ethan as well. Meanwhile, our OCC team, oh, it looks like they found the enemies. Oh, and Max jumps into the fray. Oh, and it looks like Joe also has jumped down and is ready to attack. We're going to zoom back on out and check out what's going on from our top-down view. Oh, and it looks like our SKers have started to build as well. They are climbing up to where the OCC team has built up what looks like to be a tower or a pathway. So it looks like it might be a build battle between OCC and SK right in the middle. Who's going to be our winner? We have Brody, we have Joe, we have Ethan, Edward, Ryan. Looks like Nick and Joe decided to hop down and they're recruiting around. Meanwhile, Brody is holding down the attack along with Max, and they are firing off from their makeshift fort. Uh-oh, looks like they better be careful. Ooh, and Joe comes on through and drops them down with a gigantic orb. Good strategy from Joe. Oh, looks like they are recruiting back around. Oh, and there is a battle going on here on the ramp over through SK. Oh, things are not looking good. Oh, and Edward comes through with a blast. Well, it looks like Max has found a nice little one, and he is attacking Ryan. Can Ryan get away? Meanwhile, Ethan holding it down on his own with his own wands. Ooh, looks like Joe decided to take a trip off. So it looks like from the OCC team, all we have is Brody, we have Max, and we have Joe. Meanwhile, for SK, we have Ethan and Ryan. So we've already lost 2 of our players. Pointing around. Oh, there's Nick. Skylar's hanging out at the top, watching everything going down. Maybe Skylar's planning to see who could be the last person. So we still have Ryan from SK. We have Max from OCC, Joe from OCC, Brody from OCC, Ethan from SK, Nick from OCC, and Skylar. So we still have a decent amount of teams on each side. Looks like our OCC team has decided that they're going to gather together. Meanwhile, Skylar's still hanging out at the top. Ethan battling it out against just Joe. Can he pull off a win? Ooh, and it looks like Joe managed to get Ethan. So, meanwhile, back on the SK team, it looks like there's only Skylar next. So it's Skylar versus Joe, Brody, and Nick, and Max. It looks like OCC has the advantage here. They are climbing up, and they're going to see if they can tackle Skylar. Skylar using a strategy, hanging out at the top. I believe he's at the top of the maximum amount that you can build. Meanwhile, our other teammates are climbing. You guys are going to have to climb higher if you want to get to Skylar. Ooh, and it looks like and it looks like Skylar is dropping from the sky. Giant orbs. Can Skylar get their opponents from that far? I don't even know if the orbs reach that far. Meanwhile, we have Brody over here building it up. Ooh, and it looks like the storm is closing in. So if you have energy, I would use that to build up now. It looks like it's going to be a battle of attrition. Meanwhile, Skylar building over, trying to keep out of that storm way up in the sky. It looks like our OCC team is floundering down there, trying to figure out how they can get to Skylar. Meanwhile, remember guys, you can gather energy. So if you want to absorb from the trees, from the rocks, that could help you a lot in order to help get materials so you can build up. If I were you, I'd probably build a platform in the storm and then go back up. Yeah, looks like Joe knows what's up. Oh, and Skylar firing down from below. But Joe knows exactly what's up. All right, and it looks like Skylar has their strategy set all the way up. You can see the OCC team and is getting ready. Ooh, and it looks like Joe manages to fire their way up there. When Skylar blocks off Joe. Skylar is a master builder here. And it looks like Skylar is building up even more. I love how Skylar is utilizing the use of walls. Meanwhile, Brody is up here. Don't forget, you can break down walls by firing your wand. Ooh, and it looks like Skylar and Brody are battling up. And Skylar takes out Brody. Master Duelist and Master Builder. It looks like Skylar might be the one holding it down for their team. Meanwhile, can anybody else from OCC even manage to make it to Skylar up in the sky? It looks like our OCC team is running around here at the bottom. It might be down to just who can survive the storm. I will say that if there are more OCC people than SK people by the end of the match, OCC will win by default. So Skylar has to keep that in mind. And we're going to zoom into our players. We have Joe running around. What's going on, Joe? What are you up to? Oh, man, they're starting to build up into the sky. We have Nick. Skylar still looking around, trying to spot those OCC players. See if you can fire down at them and stop them from reaching up in the sky. And then we have Max also climbing with his teammates. Oh, it looks more like they're building something to keep Skylar from firing down on them. Almost like a little roof or a wall to prevent any sort of attacks from the sky. It looks like they're really planning on protecting themselves from the storm. So it really might just be a match of who can survive the storm the most, unless Skylar can get down and destroy his opponents. Ooh, and it looks like Max has built a nice little cove for him to hide in. Meanwhile, Joe is hiding there as well. Nick is building a bit. Oh, and we have Skylar coming through, firing on his opponents. Can Skylar take out? Will this be a 3v1? Can Skylar actually pull this one off? Will our intrepid hero make it? Let's zoom on out and get a better view of the action going on. So we have the OCC team here floundering, a Skylar completely decimated from above. Ooh, it's like dropping bowling balls from the sky. And OCC team can't do anything but flounder around as Skylar has the advantage here on this tree. There's no way they can get up to him unless you can build up. But it looks like they don't have the materials to do it. So this could be Skylar's win. Meanwhile, Skylar just completely dropping orbs left and right. We have Max hiding. Nick is hiding. Whoa, is it just Nick and Skylar now? Can Skylar actually pull off a 1v4 by themselves? Looks like Nick is scouting around, looking at his teammates as one, trying to hide from Skylar. Meanwhile, Skylar, with victory in their eyes, is looking for him. I think Skylar has managed to spot Nick. And what's this? Is the match over? Is Skylar our winner? Ooh, and it looks like Skylar managing to pull off a 1v4. Nope, Skylar's still moving. Where's Nick? I think our match is over. Do I see anyone else from the LCC team? I do not. Our game may be acting a little bit weird, but it looks like Master Duelist, Master Builder Skylar has managed to clutch a win for SK. All right, so we're going to port back on out. So we've had an amazing match here, and we're going to get our players ready and waiting for our next match. So in the meantime, shouts out to Star Crushers. Special MVP goes to Skylar, taking out the OCC team by themselves. Let's hope that our next teams can do better than that. We'll catch you guys in a little bit. Meanwhile, our players will load into the match.
Live.
And we are back. We've had an amazing match beforehand. Let's see if our next team can do just as well. Subbing out for Team Star Crushers, we have the Atomic Gummy Bears, also going against OCC. We're going to see if they can follow their teammates and get another win for UNCG. Or will OCC take the W? We're going to head over to the game. We're going to find out. All right, so loading in, we have Coleman representing AGB. We have Ben for OCC. We have Brody for OCC, Max for OCC, and Kenneth, AGB. Also, we have Elliot for AGB and Aiden for AGB. Did I miss anyone? If I did, I apologize, and I'll get to you within the game. So again, all of our players have loaded in. They're all planning their strategies back home at their home base and at their camps. I'm sure their instructors are coaching them on the best strategies they can do to win. They're figuring out what the other team's strategies were and using them to their advantage. So we're going to see what's going to happen. So meanwhile, we're going to get this started. So there's a countdown going around. We see everybody dancing away in the beginning. And again, our players are getting ready to pick out where they want to land. Again, it is randomly generated. 9 levels made by players just like you at home. So again, it looks like we have a very similar layout to what we had last time. Only a few slight changes. Here we have the temple here in the middle. All of our lakes are on one side near here at the left. We also added the giant mountain here. That wasn't there last time. We also have the 2 twin peaks. We have our neon graveyard, and we have the crystal mountain area, which is, again, one of my favorites. Great place to get energy and loot, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And we have our bridge over here. So our players are getting ready to dive in. I'm interested to see what strategies they're going to play out this time. We saw last time that both teams decided they wanted to land near each other. We'll see if that strategy works again, or maybe if they want to scout out and maybe do 2v2. They don't have Skylar this time, so I'm very interested to see if UNCG can pull off another win. Meanwhile, let's get started. So our first player we see landing in is Kenneth. Oh, and it looks like AGB decided they were going to land together. Meanwhile, OCC in very similar areas are spreading out and getting ready to gather energy. I would get a wand too. I wouldn't gather so much energy just at the beginning, just because just in case someone sneaks up on you, you want a way to defend yourself. It's like Joe has the right idea. Meanwhile, Aiden and Coleman are running around trying to find some wands themselves. Will they find any suitcases? Is this a good area for them to have landed in? Who knows? But I do know they can gather lots of energy here from these buildings. These are huge buildings, and they have lots and lots of colors. So in our game, what you do is you absorb colors from objects in order to gain materials in order to build. Those rainbow roads aren't for free. You can get, I believe, a max of 250 materials in order to build up into the sky. Unlike Fortnite, if you destroy the builds from underneath, the players do not fall. So that's a strategy in itself. You can blast away the floor, but you cannot make structures fall. So we're going to see what happens. It looks like Aiden is on a warpath, ready to hunt down some OCC characters. Meanwhile, Elliot and Coleman are still trying to get some decent wands here. I see a moon wand on the ground, which can be pretty nice. Looks like Ben is walking around trying to gather some energy here. Meanwhile, Kenneth on the hunt for some players. Will they be able to find anyone? Oh, and it looks like Max has pulled up to the neon graveyard full of great loot here. Oh, and it looks like Joe has decided to fire on Aiden. What kind of battle is this going to happen? Oh, and Team AGB rushes out of the village. Will they be able to take out Joe? They are hunting him down. Ooh, and it looks like Aiden's been able to locate someone. Nah, Aiden found a chest. Nice. I'll be careful. Max could still be lurking around somewhere. Oh, and it looks like Team AGB is still on the hunt for any players that could be around. Meanwhile, it looks like OCC has their own strategy going on over here. Let's zoom into our players and see what's happening. Joe looking around, trying to find anybody they can get their hands on. Meanwhile, AGB chilling in the temple. Maybe this will be our battleground. Ooh, and it looks like Elliott grabbed a nice little shield wand. That could help in any upcoming battles. You surround yourself with shields, it can block quite a few blasts, what could be the difference between winning and losing. Meanwhile, Ben in the storm, it looks like. What are you doing, Ben? You gotta get out of there. You're gonna fall, man. Max walking around, hunting, trying to stay out of the storm, bud. Joe also trying to find anybody they can get their hands on. It looks like OCC may be getting closer to AGB, but we have no idea where they are. Meanwhile, Ben still running from the storm. Don't forget, guys, if you hold shift, you can also sprint, which will help you run a little bit faster. So if you hold shift while you're running, you can run faster, which could help you get out of the storm faster. Once you're out of the storm, you definitely want to try. Oh, and it looks like Ben got out of the storm. It looks like he definitely wants to try to find some potions to heal up. Otherwise, it could be a tough battle going against Team AGB. Ooh, and it looks like AGB has rotated, trying to figure out where they can find any of their opponents. They managed to move just a little bit. We're going to zoom on out and see what's going on. We have all of them over here at the forest. Ooh, next to the lake. Maybe they can get some cool loot if they check at the bottom of the lake. Meanwhile, it looks like they got the llama, so they have lots of materials to build if they want to. What's Ben up to over here? Ben is looking around, trying to find some kind of new object. And it looks like Max is running around, trying to find some teammates or locate his opponents, anything that he can do to win. Oh, and it looks like Joe has decided that he's going to build up. Utilizing one of Skylar's strategies from the last match, he is looking down at his opponents. Our guys at home, who do you think is going to win? Who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for AGB or are you rooting for OCC? Let us know in the comments. Ooh, it looks like Joe has found some of the opponents. He is firing at them from above. Ooh, and it looks like they've spotted him as well. So it's turned into a battle between AGB and OCC. Oh, they have managed to locate Ben. It is a 1v4. Unfortunately, Ben was not able to make it out of that one. So AGB with 1 down, 3 to go. Meanwhile, Max out here still on the hunt, gathering energy. It looks like he might try to join his teammate. Here we have Joe still on the path. Max running around. Is it just Max and Joe? Oh, so right now it is a 2v4 in our game. AGB is in the lead, but as we know, one player can make the difference between winning and losing. So we're going to see what happens. Meanwhile, AGB sticking together, trying to find a way to get to the top. I don't know if they noticed, but Max is in the back, building up. Maybe they can race towards them. Oh, and it looks like they're in battle. OCC jumps down. Oh, this could be anyone's mask. Max, like walking back and waiting to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, Joe headed back up to the top. Oh, but looks like AGB has managed to spot Max, and they are on the hunt. Ooh, and it looks like the whole AGB team versus Max. Ooh. And once again, they have taken out a player from OCC. Meanwhile, we have all of AGB versus Joe. Can Joe pull an upset? Will he pull off what is now going to be known as a Skylar, a 1v4? We know it can be done, but can our main hero pull it off? Ooh, and it looks like we are here for a final battle. Joe running down against AGB as they are firing up towards Joe. Meanwhile, they are in the storm. We're going to zoom on out. Oh, and it looks like it's a battle on the Rainbow Bridge. AGB firing at our hero. And is that it? Nope, Joe is still alive and kicking. Ooh, and he is battling it out with Elliott. Oh, can our main hero pull this off? Ooh, this looks like it's a tough one for Joe. You have a shield one. Now's the time to use it. And it looks like they are battling it out. AGB having a tough time taking out Joe. Seems to be another master duelist. But they are still live and kicking. Oh, we love the strategies. It's almost like Apex Legends where it's completely using the terrain. Oh, and it looks like AGB has managed to defeat Joe to take home the win. All right, guys. So now that you've managed to win your match, now it's time to turn on your friends. Who is going to be our #1 winner of this match? Will it be Coleman? Will it be Elliot? Will it be Aiden? Who is going to win this match? You guys need to battle it out to see who's going to be the last one standing. Now, it looks like they don't want to decide who's the winner. Instead, they're just going to dance their way off in celebration. That's fine by me. We'll pour it on over and out of the game. So, guys, thank you so much for another amazing set of games here at Black Rocket. Battle Royale has been crazy with some of these strategies. Some of these strategies I've never seen before. And we have some highlights for sure. We'll see you guys next time around next time. We'll keep you updated on when our stream will be. But just know it's going to be an amazing one. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next time. Remember to like, subscribe, and help us get to 2,000 people on our YouTube. I'm TJ, and I'll see you guys next time.